Hey guys, it's Dani, and for today's Food for Thought, I am addressing a question that I received from Daniel in some of the comments recently. He asks if I have any thoughts on abusive eating, like when we overeat to quell depression or frustration that is in the long run harmful to both our physical and mental bodies. So yes, Daniel, I think this is an amazing question, and I actually have lots of thoughts on it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that when we are overeating, anytime we're eating food and we are not physically hungry, we have to remember that we are eating to kind of soften or avoid some type of negative emotion. So it's our attempt to not experience a negative emotion that does not feel good inside of the body. So I want to show you that this is not abusive eating. This is not you abusing yourself. You're not some crazy person doing horrible things to themselves. You are actually somebody who is attempting to care for themselves. Now, stay with me here, guys. If you knew that you felt badly and all you had to do was eat some food and it would make you feel better, yes, it's extremely temporary, but it makes you feel better, right? It at least distracts you from that initial discomfort. Then that's really an attempt to make yourself feel better. Now, I get that it doesn't work in the long run and it doesn't actually serve. But what I want you to see is in that moment, this is not some self-destructive behavior. It's an attempt to take care of ourselves. It's just an attempt that doesn't work very well. So some might say that it's actually brilliant to overeat when you're feeling negative emotion because it does make you feel better in the short term. But like I just said, long-term strategy, it doesn't really serve. So really we have two choices here. We can either work to find better ways to manage that negative emotion, or we can dig in really deep and work to eliminate it altogether. So let's discuss management first. I mean, if you think about it, technically overeating is a management tool, right? So you have an emotion, it doesn't feel good, you don't know what to do with it, right? That's a big thing. People don't know what to do with their emotions and their feelings. That's another video. And so you eat because it soothes it for a little bit, but it does soothe it, right? But the problem with overeating as a management tool is that in the long run, it doesn't serve, right? Because maybe we're gaining too much weight or we're eating unhealthy food, it's making the body feel bad, etc. So what are other tools you can use to manage it without having a negative long-term effect, right? So something like journaling. I think journaling is one of the most powerful tools that we can use because it takes the information out of our head and it gets it on paper so we can start to sort it out. Learning to meditate, short meditations, kind of getting present, getting in the now, connecting, talking to a great friend, going out into nature, moving your body, exercising, right? All of these things will help you feel better, and they'll also help you manage whatever negative emotion is taking place for you at any given time. But do take note, this does not eliminate or get rid of the problem. It's managing it. So you're just kind of juggling it. You're just kind of tossing it around. It doesn't make it go away. Now, on the flip side, there is elimination. And here's where you got to dig a little deeper. You have to remember every emotional state that we experience in our bodies, we create with our minds. So Daniel, you're feeling frustration. I want you to ask yourself, hey, why do you think you're frustrated? Right? You're creating the feeling of frustration in your body. So what are you thinking to create that feeling in your body? And when you can start to do that work, when you can figure out what's creating that frustration and then learn how to meet that need so that you're no longer feeling frustrated, the desire to overeat in the first place is completely eliminated. It's not there anymore, and you don't even have to worry about managing it because it's gone. Now, granted, that second part, the elimination, it's a little bit more work. You got to dig a little deeper. You really have to get to the cause. I mean, and this is where I think it's great to maybe work with a mentor or a coach if you need it, because it can really help us untangle and sort things out sometimes. But it's not to say you can't do it on your own. A journal is a powerful tool. I highly recommend using it when you're trying to do this type of stuff, so you can get it out of your brain and onto some paper. Now, the most important thing that I want you guys to know, though, through all of this, and it's that theme that I always bring back up, is that conversation, the dialogue that you have with yourself inside your mind, the way you talk to yourself, right? So when I say to myself, hey, you know what? I'm an abusive eater, that automatically puts me on the defensive. It makes me feel tense. It makes me feel a little bit of shame, a little bit of guilt. It brings negative feelings up for me. When I say to myself, hey, you're doing the best you can to nurture yourself right now with the tools you have, it just creates so much space. It makes me feel like I have permission to try to figure this out. So I can never emphasize enough how important the words we use are and that inner dialogue we have with ourselves. We have to be our own best friend. We have to be kind and compassionate with ourselves so we can truly understand what the needs are and then work to meet them for ourselves. So here's what I've been thinking about, guys. So I've been doing these food for thoughts, and I know it sparks a lot of thinking and a lot of conversation down in the comments below. And I love meeting you guys down there and dialoguing. But what I'm thinking is that I might start doing live follow-ups to these food for thoughts, either on Periscope or on YouTube Live, where say the next day we would all jump on a live Periscope or YouTube, I got to figure out the details still, and have a conversation about it where you can ask me questions directly, or I could address some of the comments down below and then talk about them live back and forth with you. So I'm thinking about doing that. If that's something you guys would be interested in, please come down to the comments below and let me know. And again, guys, this is the exact type of work I do with my one-on-one clients in my health and weight loss coaching. I only work with a small amount of clients at a time, but if it is something that you are interested in and wanting more support with, I'm going to put a link down in the description box below. You guys can go down there to learn more about it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I'm Dani Spies, and I will see you next time with some more clean and delicious food for thought.